How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, doing all right. Wish we had a little bit more sun, but it's definitely warmer than it is where you guys are. So,
Yeah, it's I think this morning I was walking in like sub 15 wind chill, so I'm sure you got it good.
that's enough for
Um
me.
yeah. Hey, I'm just curious, what did you kind of focus on when you got into your work in the off season? And I guess just generally mentally, how did you view this off season as maybe kind of a really consequential one for you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the offseason kind of came at a bad time for me. It was just kind of once you get a good run of games going, especially because like I kind of came in halfway through the season, so I didn't really have a full season either. So I was, kind of really getting into a good rhythm. So for me, it was a lot of focus on preparing my body for preseason because that's always the most difficult part. The soccer will come and just preparing mentally for the whole year in terms of, obviously all the work we do now is feels a lot more difficult because you're not really in that you're not up to full fitness. So it's about preventing injuries and being ready to hit the ground running. So
Was there anything or anything you're thinking about now in preseason that you're really focused on to make yourself maybe a more well-rounded player, especially, given the fact, and Caleb mentioned this after the season, just teams are going to know who you are now, might play you differently.
yeah, I mean, I think it's being able to to help the team both in build up as well as in high pressure situations and when we're defending low deeper, we're defending higher, or with the ball deeper, with the ball higher. So I think just finding a way to to almost get involved, take another forward step, get involved that little bit more, and obviously towards the end of the season, I think we started building relationship with guys and obviously continue to build off those little relationships on the field are essential really to how we play, especially we like to combine, we like to have a good understanding between players. I don't think we're so formulaic. So I think those little relationships are key, and I think keep building off those.
Hey, Miguel, nice to meet you. Thanks for the time. Last week in the press conference, Caleb Porter mentioned that now he's seeing, okay, I want to get both you and Jossie on the field. You're both starting level forwards for the Crew. What does that do for you after a year and a half of going on loan, coming back, filling in for injury, and now showing up like you did at the end of the season? How does that motivate you? Where does that put you kind of moving next on your journey as a professional athlete here?
It's one of those things that's obviously great to hear, but not much changes for me. I think I kind of take the same approach to everything, where it's kind of keep your head down and work hard and continue to build, and it's take it day by day. You can't have too much of a macroscopic vision of everything. I think really focus day in day out on the little things, and then everything will kind of come together. I think we're 32 days or something away from our first game, something like that. So it's really about now's the time to really prepare, get into those games, take all 32 days and make yourself better. So when the first game comes and play I think Vancouver it is, you're ready to go and ready to win, get the 3 points, and that's why you play. So
Thank you.
Next, we'll have Pat Murphy, followed by Ian Quillen.
Hey, Miguel. Good to talk to you. Hope everything went well this offseason. We talked to you at the end of the year, and Caleb mentioned it the other day about you and Giassi potentially playing together more. I'm curious how you see that relationship growing, given you guys didn't play much together last year. Obviously, your rookie year, you weren't on the field much. How have you kind of built chemistry for if and when you guys need to be on the field together as a forward duo?
I think we offer something that not a lot of forward duos in the league offer, and I think that's two very, very willing runners and very, very, I think, selfless players. Obviously, Josh is probably the best defensive forward in the league, and it's not even close. Not to mention his attacking prowess as well. So it's, I think we're two players who like to work hard, and I think that kind of gives us a different sort of attack, that constant running. I think defenders, don't really see that in the league too much. Especially in strike duos. So I think that's something that we can offer. And obviously, he's away at national team camp, so we haven't actually had a chance to to implement that. But I think we played together last year. We started together against New England, and I think that was a game where we defended much of the game, but we defended soundly. And I think we were proud of what we did. And obviously, he scored a great goal. So it's something that whatever Caleb draws up, I think we're ready for, and we'll continue to progress in it.
And Caleb talked about looking at different formations, different ways of playing to kind of tweak things from what you guys have done under him. How have you kind of seen, without giving away too much, I guess, just kind of that evolution of maybe your guys' overall style of play from what it has been to maybe what it could be this season?
I think it's refining our principles, that the club, plays by the same principles that won us MLS Cup in 2020. It's about finding ways to, evolve with the game. And, there's a lot of teams playing, 3 at the back. And, we looked at different ways to defend that last year. And I think we kind of evolved it as how the season went on. And I think we're looking to always evolve and improve, but just keep with our same principles. So I think, we're finding, great success. We had a good first preseason game. And I think we're just going to keep building off that and put ourselves in better positions to win more games.
Miguel, thank you for the time today. Appreciate it. I know you're coming at it from a little bit of a different perspective, coming back to the team mid-year last year, but you mentioned 2020, and obviously you were here for the second part of last season. If you could boil down one or two things, what are the differences between, what had to happen in 2022 for it to look more like 2020 and less like 2021?
Obviously, for us, staying healthy is a big thing. That last year I felt like we were always, missing guys, and obviously we have Aiden back, which is extremely exciting both for him and for the team. But staying healthy, and I think every single day of training, coming to train hard and compete and fight. And 2020 was also a strange season with COVID and everything. I think we just kind of rolled with the punches. And I think last year, maybe at some points we got caught up here and caught up there, and it was tough to overcome some of those things. But I think 2020 we did a good job of fighting through all that. And I think we'll do that again this season. I think we learned a lot from last year, and I think obviously losing 6 games in a row is never easy. And I think every single person on the team learned a ton from that. And I think we're going to move forward and be stronger.
Thank you, Miguel. And then our final question will go to Jacob Myers.
Miguel, I'm curious just how different this kind of preseason feels for you, confidence-wise and physically, looking back at last year.
Confidence-wise, it's one of those things where I don't think I'm necessarily fighting for my life anymore in the same way that I was in the past. But I still have that kind of that hunger, that almost that animalistic sense of survival. I think that's just how I am, how I operate, and how I view like my career. I think that's I don't feel satisfied yet, but it's definitely a different feeling where I think I say focus on the day-to-day. I think I also see the bigger picture, and I understand that really February 26th is what we're playing for. So I think I have a better understanding of that, whereas last year I was playing to see the field the next day. So I think that's a little bit different for me now, and it allows me to focus on different things and improve, I think, over a longer period of time.
And I want to ask you about Aiden being back with the team. Obviously, you've lived with him. You saw him go through all of last year. I'm curious what that was like for you to see him out there, and maybe what kind of stuck out to you in his recovery and his work ethic through that.
No, I mean, it's incredible. That kid was, I heard him spinning on the bike at like 9:30 at night, downstairs, and he was always just, ready to come back, and he worked so hard. So he's the same player he was, which is incredible to see. He's still running around. He's still tackling hard. He's still, winning the ball for the team. So, getting to share the field with him is something that, we've talked about. And I was on the field when he actually got hurt. So we almost came full circle here. And quickly. I mean, I think he got hurt in April, or he got surgery in April. So, I mean, he's done incredibly to come back so quickly.
Thank you, Miguel.